Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here from the African Geek, and you are welcome to this fantastic tutorial inside of Canva. Today what we are going to do is what you see on my screen. So if this is something you are interested in, all I have to say is stay tuned and I should be right back after the intro. Okay, so before we get started into today's design, the first thing I would want to do is to introduce you to Canva Pro. So if you are a beginner in Canva but want to take things to the next level, I believe Canva Pro is the best thing to invest your money in. So I have a special link in the description box below that can help you to upgrade to Canva Pro at a very cool price. And even if you still want to try Canva Pro, at least just to know how things are working out, the same link can help you, to try Canva Pro for free for 30 days. So if there's something you're interested in, like I said, check the link in the description box below. Let's dive straight into our design. Okay, so this is what we are going to create like I showed you earlier, and all I'm going to do is to click on add a page. So this is what we have at the moment. So the first thing you have to do is to find your photo. So I'll go into photos and I'll just go into my recently used photo. Okay, then I'll just have to search for the photo I used, which is just clouds, or you can also just search for clouds and you should find any image at all. But this is the one I use. You can see it looks dramatic, that's why I used it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to right click and I'll just set the image as background. So you can see very easy and very simple, and we've been able to set it. That's the first step. The next thing we are going to do is to I would come into my uploads, but you would have to go into elements.theafricangeeks.com and search for floating island. Okay, you would see this element over there. So once you download it and you bring it back into Canva, over there I think I just uploaded the removed background of it, so you don't have to remove the background. So I'll just come into edit image and remove the background of it. And with any tutorial I make, most of the external elements are uploaded on the elements.theafricangeeks.com, so that in this case it's easier for you to follow through from the beginning to the end of my tutorials, even if you are using Canva Pro. So this is one thing I could just do to support the community, and that's why I came up with it. So yeah, enjoy using it anytime you are watching my videos. Okay, so back into it, Canva has been able to remove the background of the floating island, you understand? So I'll just place it over here and I will duplicate it first. Okay, what we can do is we can come to edit image, but first of all click on the floating island and come to edit image and come to adjust. In adjust, come to tint. Okay, and just slide it to 61 so that everything would match, you understand, in terms of the whole feel of every element we are going to use. Then we apply the same thing here. Okay, so you just copy and paste the filter code and you should get the same thing. Okay, so I'll click on this, come to position, center and middle, and I'll do the same thing for this position, center and middle. Okay, but what we are going to do is to crop the duplicated version of our floating island, so just something small like this, you get it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add my Pepsi can over here. So with this Pepsi can, you can also go on the Element website and search for Pepsi or can. You should find something like this. Okay, so I place it on top, I come to the edit image again, come to adjust, and we are still going to slide this because things are looking a bit purple, something like that. So we just slide it into the purple side of the whole slider. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, which is 92, so you just have to do that. Then let me just make things bigger so that we can see. Okay, so then I place this one over here and bring it forward, so that in this case it wouldn't just be the Pepsi just falling on, at least we want things to look a little bit interesting. That's why we are doing this. There's no Photoshop, so we'll have to always find ways to make our designs look interesting. So I select all and I'll just bring it here. Okay, then I would make it bigger a little bit. Okay, let me see. Okay, but at the end of the day we'll still tweak things, you understand? So we are getting somewhere, as you can see. So go back into the Element website and search for clouds, or you can still search in Canva if you're on Canva Pro, but I have some few clouds over here. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I will just duplicate the cloud from here and paste it here. Okay, and I'll come to edit image. So in edit image, you can see I apply some settings on it. I increase the X process, the blurriness also to make it a bit blur, and I reduce the contrast and the saturation because initially the clouds was looking too white, and that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so these are the settings I apply to it. So you can pause the video and just look at them and apply the same thing to your clouds. Okay, so we just make duplicates of these clouds. Okay, and we would make the size vary, so here can be small, and we also add another one here, and you can also flip them to make your clouds look interesting. Okay, so this is what we've been able to do, and try not to over add these clouds and stuff like that. So I can also duplicate again and bring it down here, and I can even make it bigger, so this is just something we can also do. Then the next thing I'll do is to come back into my uploads. Okay, and there's this scattered leaves over here I found, which I thought was interesting to add. Okay, so what we are going to do is we'll come to edit image again, and you can see this tutorial is all about making everything look cohesive, if I'm using the right word. Then I slide things somewhere here, reduce the contrast and the saturation a little bit. Okay, and also reduce this. Then I can even make it blur a little bit, okay, just to make everything look dramatic. Then I can bring the clouds forward, so that it might look like some of the elements are in front and some are behind. So this is one thing we can do. Then there's this bird. You find all of these elements on the Elements website. Okay, so there's this bird over here which I will put here, duplicate it, and flip. They are just the same birds. Okay, position it here, reduce the size of this. Okay, and we can even make a blur. This is all about we being creative. So I will increase the blurriness of the bird, okay, which makes it look like the closer the sharper. You get it? It's just like a camera how do you call it? A camera setting or a camera, yeah, you're just making things look a bit natural, you understand? So you can see how things are looking here. Okay, so this is very cool. Then I select everything I have over here except this cloud. Okay, this cloud, not this cloud. Drop it down a little bit, and you can also decide to reduce the size also a little bit. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I added this text over here and some birds which I have over here. So I select the birds first and add them here. Okay, then we come to edit image. In edit image I come to adjust again, and I'm still going to play around with the settings and increase the blurriness and all that, so that we can have something interesting. Then I duplicate it. Okay, maybe position this one also over here. Then I add my text. So I press T on my keyboard for text. You can also press T on the keyboard. If you don't have a T on your keyboard, you can come to text over here. So, okay, when you select it, you should see the options for you to add text. Okay, but why would you have a keyboard without a T? This is an interesting question. Okay, so we increase the size and I just say Pepsi. Okay, so I just select it and say Pepsi, and I'm using the Adam font. Okay, so not Pepsi but Pepsi, and I increase the size this way, and I brought it to the middle. Make sure you center it. If you're not sure of how to center, come to more, come to position and click on center. It should center your text for you. Then I increase the size more. Then one interesting thing I'll do is to come to effects. In effect, scroll down, you see curve, select the curve, and you can see it's added it. So it's already on 100%, and that's why I wanted it to be actually. Then I move it up a little bit, something like this. Then I right click and send it to the back. Okay, so then I change the color from white to maybe a purple, and this purple is generated from I actually use the color picker over here to click on any of these parts of the cloud image. So that's what I did. Okay, and we can also add some slight shadow. So I come to shadow, and we'll change the color to black or black depending on where you're coming from, and with the offset we are just going to reduce it, and we will increase the blurriness of it. So you can see how this is looking. So one more thing we did was to add some extra plants, somewhere, for it to look as if the shot was taken from a certain point of view. So I'll just select one of these, okay, just to speed up the process, and paste it here. Okay, so I just placed this plant here, and with this plant, let me just click here. You can see, so you search for leaf over here, so LEAF, leaf, and it should be here. Come to photos, you should see so many leaves, okay, and you can come over here and choose cutout only, so that you only get leaves without background. Choose any of them, but you just have to be creative. Then once you add it, you come to edit image. In edit image, go to adjust. In adjust, you see the settings. I always tweak things just to make it look interesting. So contrast went down, saturation went down, blur went up, and the X process also went up. With the X process, funny enough, I do not really know what it means, but I just play around it, and I felt it was helping me achieve what I wanted, so I used it anyway. And yeah, you can't do anything about it. Yeah, if you don't get it,
you get it. Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Okay, so I just duplicated this, place it here, and I duplicate it again. You can see we are just duplicating. Rotate, and I'll also place this one here, duplicate this one also, and you can rotate vertically, and also place it here, and you can see what we've been able to do. So I can choose no, I want to choose the cloud. Okay, duplicate it. If you place this one here, it would actually increase the blurriness more, okay, and would reduce the transparency. This is just something I just thought of. I didn't do it in the initial in the original one, in the first attempt, which is this one, but I was just thinking it's something extra we can do to add a little touch to it. So you can see this is what we have been able to do, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, because at the end of the day, if you want to improve, you always need to practice, and I hope this tutorial has helped you practice. The name is Benjamin. I have a lot of Canva tutorials on my YouTube channel, which I would highly recommend you check out. Don't forget, you can also upgrade to Canva by checking the link I have in the description box below. The name is Benjamin once again. Don't forget, there is no limit to creativity. I should see you in my next video.